So what happens in sacred relating after you have established this foundation of safety? Where can you go from there? All right, so remember that safety does not mean you are sitting around trying to placate the other person all the time, trying to avoid upsetting them. That's not safe because actually you're covering your truth. You're not saying what you really need to say. So it's based on a false premise, your connection. Safety is where you both feel like you can share the vulnerable stuff, you can share the hard stuff, and you're not afraid that your partner is going to shame you, criticize you, shut down, or disappear. Okay, but once you have that foundation, then what? So in sacred relating, then you want to pay attention to spark. And these aren't hierarchical, actually. It's an interplay. You're always checking in, okay, how's the safety, how's the spark, and then how's the third pillar, which I'll get to another day. So spark means you are tending to that erotic energy within yourself. So what do I do in my daily life to feel sexy, to feel pleasure, to feel the erotic within me? Or is my life just to-do lists and being tight and wound up and going for maximum success and just eyes on the goal and ignoring the journey, right? Spark is leaning into pleasure and eroticism within yourself. And also thinking, what will delight my partner? What have I done lately that they loved, that maybe sent the thrill of electricity through their body? Most of the people that I work with completely neglect to do this in their relationship long term. And this is when sex dies, happiness dies, the connection goes down the toilet. You need to be thinking about flirting with each other, courting each other over the long term and not just being a wet blanket. Because if it's only safe and you're only sitting there processing all the time, being like, what I heard you say was this, is that right? Then it just gets heavy and the play is gone. We need the play, the pleasure, the thrill, the eroticism. It's some of the juice of life. So how do you cultivate spark within your own self, in your own life? Because this is a mistake I see, especially lots of men make, is that they completely depend on women for pleasure and don't understand that they can cultivate pleasure in their own bodies. And then the mistake I see lots of women making is being too wound up in work and stress and details and kids and never having time to feel our own femininity, feel our own pleasure. So how do you cultivate spark both within yourself and between the two of you? And of course, if the foundation of safety isn't there and there's a lot of water under the bridge and you're not feeling heard or seen or loved or cared for, it's really hard to do, which is why safety is the foundation. All right, let me know in the comments, how do you do